Remember by last. No, anyway, we've got some experts here with us.
3 experts, and before I introduce them, actually, we would like to see this video clip about them. So let's take a look.
好，我是7月，北京出生的，可是我8岁就到了美国。我在美国生活了23年，我现在是个爱情顾问，我是 UC Berkeley 毕业的。
郭缇娜，大家都叫我 Tina。我是美籍华人，现在在北京，今年33岁。我是一个快乐的单亲妈妈。
Okay, so welcome.
Where's the guy then? The guy, we don't see the guy.
He was there. He was the first one. You just missed him because you were just looking out for the women.
I was talking in the right direction.
So here we have Xiyue, Alex, and Tina. Thank you for joining us today.
Sure.
Dating experts.
So today we're talking about dating culture in China. Is there a dating culture in China?
Oh, I absolutely think that it's starting to happen. It's a developing culture, and it's very different from the West.
What do you mean? We didn't have dating culture here in China? Or
Is that new to
right?
I don't know. I mean, I thought it's been there all the time, but obviously you don't think so, no?
There's a 相亲 culture, which is very different from dating.
What does xiangqing mean? Matchmaking.
Right, matchmaking for the purpose of marriage.
Dating is not.
Dating doesn't, the ultimate goal doesn't have to be marriage when it comes to dating. Maybe it's just about companionship. Maybe it's just about finding someone you have fun with.
And
Alex?
so this is new.
Very new.
Alex. Yep.
Smiling. You had a lot of fun, right, Alex? What?
I'd say there's absolutely a dating culture in China.
Yeah.
Dating is viewed as two people getting together to, live a life together. There's 5,000 years of history, in some form or another, there's always been a dating culture.
But I guess you're comparing the current day dating culture with the traditional way of arranged marriages, and basically, if in that sense, we wouldn't see in ancient times that young girls and boys sitting together in a bar, no bar at all, but it's not happening like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think since I've been back to China for 7 years now, as I know about Chinese dating culture for right now, it's really about dating is a really close step to marriage in China. So it's very different from Western, because Western was just you dating, you get to know each other, you get to know the other person, and then you think about next step and whatever. But in China, I think the dating culture is really about directly into marriage. I think I have a situation which is like that, because I'm getting to the age, I'm getting there, my mom is pushing, everyone is saying, oh, you're 30, oh, come on, you're too old, you're only 30. I was.
If we just compare, because all of you have the American background, if we compare the two countries, say, what are the differences in the process of from dating, from seeing someone to getting married finally, or not getting married? It's like you are being set up, not set up, but arranged, a dating, and then you see someone. In America, it will be you're going out with someone, you see someone.
You seem confused about the American. Yeah,
I think that's a really good question, because I had to come to terms with this recently, where I thought dating means different things depending on your life stage in the U.S. So I started dating when I was like 13. I had my first boyfriend when I was 13. But what was the purpose of that? I wasn't going to marry the guy, but it was fun to have someone to go to prom with. It was fun to have a study partner. It was fun to have someone to hang out with after school. So at that life stage, that was my purpose for dating. But then you fast forward to now, my purpose for dating would be to get married to someone.
To find the right partner.
To find the one. But in China, you only date for the purpose of getting married. In the U.S., you date for entertainment purposes. But I believe that this notion, correct me if I'm wrong, is starting to develop in China.
You're
People
wrong.
are starting to...
What do you know? It's starting to change.
To quickly compare and contrast, before I moved to China, my mom was giving me some parting wisdom. And one of the pieces she said was, don't get married before you're 30. And
why?
To get mature enough?
I think, she was viewing at it, my parents married quite later in life. and that, you know, they feel it's too easy to make a wrong decision if you rush into things. And that, you know, it takes a certain amount of maturity and experiencing life and experiencing the hardships of living on your own and, you know, this and that before you really have the kind of perspective that you can choose the right person.
Ooh, she's a smart woman. Smart woman.
I guess two of you two are more like on the American culture side. You are pretty much still more influenced by the Chinese culture thing. I mean, in the Chinese background, dating without the purpose of getting married in the future in your mind is seen as equivalent as harassment, right? No,
Yeah, because I think I'm older than them also,
Yeah.
and I went through a marriage. Then it's really Chinese, and I really think in China the marriage is not just we're not even talking about dating. So marriage is really about the parents' influence. I mean,
So you married somebody that your parents
yeah,
chose
I
for
said
you?
my parents was really Americanized also because they lived in the U.S. for 20-some years, and I
Okay.
lived there for 12 years. And but I think the more thing advising what my past marriage was because his family is really Chinese, and that's why that's a cultural difference between me and him. And everything what his parents said, he has to obey it. He has to listen. It does a lot influence on that and affects about our relationship. Right now, I think the way I am was different. I'm more Chinese, I think. But before, I only think about if I like the person. I'm okay with it. I don't want to listen to everyone saying that he needs to have the material,
a house,
the car. I'm never regret about my decision, but it was good. We had a good time, but it's just that family influence is really it affected me.
Too much influence.
It's too much.
So you're saying now you're looking for compatibility
Yeah.
versus just
In what
liking
way?
somebody.
Compatibility.
Well, we're
In
going to
what
get to
way?
that.
Yeah.
We're going to get to that.
Yeah.
Actually, after this short break, we're going to get to that because the first step of dating is what you're looking for in a partner,
Exactly.
right?
Right.
So we're
We're
going
going to
to
ask you the same question when we come back from that break.
All right, stay tuned.
What
What is that? I don't know
You're
what it
asking
is.
me.
I'm asking.
I've never been out on a first date where a girl is like, hey, how much do you make, Alex? Function. You can shake, exactly. You can fill
You've
out a
done that
form.
before,
I
haven't you?
heard about it.
She's very attractive. She's got a beautiful necklace on. How do you meet her?
Welcome back to Crossover. We are dating today. We are talking about dating today. Well, basically, before the break, we asked the question. We asked Tina about, basically what you were looking for when you were out dating. And with that question, we have, dating for entertainment and for fun aside. Actually, we're talking about dating for marriage purposes mostly. So, if the thing, maybe before we ask you, let's
What are you looking for? Just one word. What would you be looking for?
Oh, personally.
When you're dating,
Yes.
yes. 1, 2, 3, each of you.
Well, Tina has just said that before the break.
Personality fit.
What?
Personality fit.
Personality.
Tina?
Responsibility.
Responsibility.
A good heart.
A good heart. All right.
What is that? We all have good hearts, Anyway, but
Well, we went out to the streets in Beijing and asked some people what they were looking for in a partner. Let's hear what they had to say.
好相处。
但是家庭应该还是差不多门当户对吧。
I prefer someone that's athletic. I look for a girl who's very gentle, very kind, has the same beliefs as I do.
身高最少得1.65米以上吧。
长得不能太差了吧，因为要考虑一下孩子的基因。
我觉得起码应该就是长得过得去，然后性格要委婉一些，然后要好一些吧。
兴趣爱好啊。
我觉得门当户对挺重要的。
interesting, because we're hearing everything now, from height
Right.
to appearance.
It's what's important to
to
that person.
personality, to hobbies, interests, and the same values, beliefs, he said. And the final thing, 门当户对.
What is
What
that? I don't know
You're
what it
asking
is.
me.
I'm asking you.
No,
I'm
Alex,
asking them.
you are supposed to be an expert. Tell us what it means in English.
So I was going around the hutongs, and I see in the hutongs, the traditional, there's those two little stone with a drum and a dragon on it. And then above the door, there's the 3 pegs. And those signaled status in ancient times. And if a person with 3 pegs went for someone with 1 peg, then that was a big step down, and that would not be Mendang Hu Dui.
It would be like the decoration of these dolls,
Status.
and that they represent the status of your position in the whole society. And basically, if the two families have similar designs, I would say, it really depends on the architect, though. Not really. They have their standards, and that means you belong to the same category of the whole society. But what I'm thinking is, and basically really depends on how you're going to interpret it. I mean, Danghu sometimes it's not just about your financial capability. It's more about, like, you come from similar backgrounds, and that means you might have similar values. That's the foundation of a long-lasting relationship.
So you're saying this might be the new interpretation of what Mendao Hu
Very much so.
Yeah.
The thing that I think that is really interesting, coming from the U.S. background, is that it's quite taboo initially, generally speaking, to discuss that kind of stuff there. I've never been out on a first date where a girl is like, "Hey, how much do you make, Alex?"
Do they ask questions like that now?
No.
No, I don't think so.
Very
Not the
rarely.
younger generation, no.
This generation here in China?
No.
Oh, yes.
Do they?
In China,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
Do
That's
they?
on the first date.
first question.
I've been in big group
Come on, I
dating
don't
things.
believe you.
And
Do
we do the,
you get the truth?
You have to.
maybe take it down by 30% or 40%, and you probably are
It
closer.
really depends on whether, the girl is, you're happy with
Attractive,
Right.
yeah,
How
exactly.
much do you
If you're
invite it?
feeling it, right, indeed.
But you have to remember, they go on dates because they were introduced by either a family member or
Yeah.
a friend, so they can't really lie because they have reliability there.
But
They have to be
that's
truthful,
when you're being introduced through family or
which is
friends,
how most
right?
people meet these days.
Still.
Yes.
through family connections, parents, all friends and
Coworker.
colleagues, and now social network media.
Right. City like Beijing or Shanghai, the cost of living is high. And a lot of women that I've interviewed throughout the years, local women, want to get married because, not because of love, because they want to escape. Because they're currently living with their parents.
The pushes from the family, from the
A different
friends.
driver.
They want to escape. So how much a man makes, what he does for a living, what his lifestyle's like is very important, because I want to picture my escape with him. And that's why those first date questions are very important. But if you flip it, and back to what Tina was saying, this is a conflict, right? You marry, in China, you marry the person and their family. So what their family is looking for may be very different from what you're looking for. For a lot of women nowadays who are maybe leftover women, all they want is a good person. They want a
Don't wanna
loyal
use
guy.
leftover women.
Leftover women.
Good God,
They're a
yeah.
loyal guy. They want a loyal man. They want a guy with a good heart. I want a guy with a good heart. But if you flip it and ask what the man wants, a lot of the times, especially in Beijing, it's not what he wants, it's what his family wants.
Step one is done.
part of
We
the
know
thing.
who we want to meet. We know what our criteria is. Step two, where do you go to meet them? That is a
Is
good
it the
question.
one, the TV program on TV?
And that's really changing these days
It
in
is,
China.
it is.
It's really, and
It
that's
is.
part of the reason why we're here, because we want to talk about not only this matchmaking, but these new ways of meeting people here in China. Let's take a look.
算是朋友介绍吧。非诚勿扰，他告诉别人了，可能其他人会跟他联系，有时候可能有缘的还真能联系上。
I go to church and then I meet people there, and that's how I get to know the person before I actually consider dating them.
清水，我觉得还是稍微传统一点比较好吧，因为毕竟，比如两个家人认识，也可能更了解家庭背景一些吧。
Yeah, so I met her just while going to church, and then I met her through Bible study.
我们是个挺靠谱的东西。那可能就是经常会大家一起朋友出来，然后你介绍他认识，他这样你认识，这样可能认识的比较多。
Well, where do we get to meet girls?
Young girls.
Well, are we
Young
young
girls.
girls? Doesn't right. So lots of different places, churches, or through
Friends,
gatherings,
family,
among
yes.
friends, and family connections, and or a TV. They mentioned the TV
Internet.
programs you
Right.
were both on. You were not.
I was not.
And
Not yet.
now there
Oh, yeah,
are
that's
phone
where
apps,
Alex
more
is involved.
phone
Yeah.
apps.
Total.
Tell me about this.
Totsoba.
Tell me about this.
How
The
come?
phone app.
Through,
How
I
does
mean,
that
I
work?
can understand TV programs because basically you get to see people, you get to meet at least. I mean, maybe for not too
Well, for the
long,
people
but
on the TV
on
program.
TV, right? Basically, you get to see them on TV or in person, but through an app, through mobile phones, they can't even exist. And basically, it's a virtual figure. You don't know.
What is the purpose of
Exactly.
the dating app?
Apps help a lot in terms of opening up the network, and you can scroll through.
And you can even have the shake function.
You can shake, exactly. You can fill out a
done that
form.
before, haven't
I heard about it. Yeah.
Yeah, our viewers might not know what the shake function is.
What is it? What is it?
Essentially, you can shake the phone, and it will pull up
If there is
one by
another girl
one.
shaking at the same time, right?
Exactly, in a near vicinity, and you can start
Okay.
talking.
I saw you once.
I haven't done it.
But the shake function, I'm guessing, is not to meet the one.
It's a little bit more of a playing type thing.
That's
it's kind of
dating
like a
for
fun-
entertainment, right? Maybe not for marriage.
Or if you have
No,
nothing to
you never
do,
know.
then
You're a little
why
bored.
not, give it a shake and see if I meet someone interesting.
Yeah, I would like to drink a shake.
The app thing is mostly it's one night stand thing. It's
yeah,
usually
okay.
guys are looking for it. It's not really a good thing.
So you don't use them?
I used it to look around, see anybody can have dinner with because I'm home, I'm tired.
With a
as you said,
stranger,
I'm
total
lonely.
stranger.
Yeah, because they live around, they're very close. It's, we live across the street, and maybe we can have a dinner at somewhere that's out, not home.
Public.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that's good, but sometimes I will try to find the girls, and they think I'm crazy, and I'll just have to, hey, how are you? Be like, what do you want? I'll be like, are you a girl? I'll say, yeah. They go, maybe we have a dinner. I say, why do I have a dinner with you? And I'll
With
say,
a girl, right?
because I'm a girl and I'm home, I'm not doing anything. I don't want to go out dinner by myself.
You're looking for friends.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
But no, they won't. They'll be like, no, I don't have time.
I
They
don't have
delete
time.
me.
I'm busy shaking my phone.
Tell me about speed dating, because I know you've organized these events in the States as well as here in China. How did they differ?
Oh, they're so different because in the States, it's like you can set them free without any questions for them to ask or any stimulation, and people will talk freely about themselves.
Easy job done.
Very easy because people are willing, they have the pretense of being there to talk to strangers.
So it's more like a social network
Absolutely.
occasion, right? Yeah.
But in China, it's very much, I'm here with a purpose.
Looking
I'm
for a
here
wife
to
and
find
husband.
my wife. Exactly. I have a list of questions. I must ask them.
How much do you earn?
Yes. So it's very stiff and it's very regulated, self-regulated.
And I'm
What's
guessing
wrong with that?
sometimes
There's nothing wrong with
you
that,
don't
right?
even know what to say, right?
Right, because you end up not getting to know the other person. Like Alex was saying, all you're doing is spitting out statistics. I make this much money at this
Conditions.
house. Over and over, and then you end up going at the end of your 5 minutes with each other, you go, I can't remember what that person was like. I just remember he made however much money a year.
So we know that there are many, now these days, many ways to meet somebody. But I think you hit the nail on the head when you said that actually in China, there's still this reluctance or this inability to break the ice. People don't know what to say on that first meeting. You see somebody that you're attracted to and they're not really sure exactly how to act or how to say. We're going to talk about that after this short break. Please stay with us.
Just
She's
met
very
in bar,
attractive.
yeah,
She's
go
got a
ahead.
beautiful necklace on. How do you meet her?
Women want to be hit on. They will dress a certain way.
Just hold the banner. Talk to me.
I have tried that. No, I'm just kidding.
My last way to find a boyfriend.
Not gonna push you though.
Yeah, well, of course not.
Welcome back to Crossover, and now we are having a dating lesson.
How
We're
do
going
we
to-
break the ice?
Exactly. Exactly.
So I'm going to ask Alex, because you're from the States. Do you have a favorite pickup line?
Ooh.
Talk to you.
Yep.
Talk to you. You just
She's
met
very
in bar,
attractive.
yeah,
She's
go
got a
ahead.
beautiful necklace on. How do you meet her?
Well,
More than just a beautiful
How much
necklace.
do you earn?
really, I mean,
You have a car?
rather than some corny line, I think sincerity is best.
Uh-huh.
And, Shule, you look gorgeous. I thought I would come over and say hello to you.
Oh, wow.
And maybe, I don't know, that might be a
On
little
the first date? Not the first date, but first time you met?
Yeah, you
In
don't
the
know
bar.
her, you don't know
Yeah.
In the bar, you say you love
know
her?
her.
No, I would not say that I love her.
What did you just say?
I said I think that you're very beautiful, and I wanted to come over and say hello.
All right, hello.
That's very nice. Well, we asked that same question to the people on the street. Let's hear what they had to say.
你约的时候破冰的话，你一定会先找一些他感兴趣的话题。
没什么方法，我觉得我比较腼腆，都他逗着我说话。
我就稍微主动的说一下，我说那你要约我出去，我也出去。然后他就说那好啊，赶快出来。
I don't use any pickup lines.
做一些还蛮有新意的东西，在衣服上画我的比较可爱的头像。
Not much. It's like,
Pick
the
up
girls have to
lines.
take the active steps,
The girls are taking the initiative.
Definitely. I think, because I do this dating advice thing for men,
Right.
on how to pick up women or how to be in relationships with women. The one thing you really have to be cognizant of is to be observant. When you come into a room and you want to see who you want to hit on, observe. Women want to be hit on. They will dress a certain way. And the
Like?
women, like, I will wear a statement necklace if I want someone to comment
You
on
mean
it.
like now?
Exactly. I will dress up if I want someone to talk to me.
You'll make it easy for them.
Exactly.
What? Just hold the banner. Talk to me.
I have tried that. No, I'm just kidding. A shirt that says "Talk to me now."
Right.
But you have to. I think some men lack that ability to observe a room and think about. Okay, and my target's over there. She's got the statement necklace on. That's something I can talk to her about.
Is that pretty much in America or in China?
It works in China as well. I think in China it's even harder to break the ice. And that's why there's actually an app coming out that they're releasing soon, where if you walk by someone, let's say I walk by Alex, and I find him attractive, and he finds me attractive, we can both go on this app.
That's
That
the app
says
in
right
Japan.
away.
I heard about the Japanese app.
Oh, really? There's
Yeah.
another, it's
Yeah.
very similar, I guess.
Yeah.
And you can say, I was just interested in that guy that walked by. And he just clicks, I was just interested in that girl that just walked
As
by.
good as shaking your phone.
And then
Same
it,
time?
at the
How
same
many
time.
times?
And then it
Yeah.
rings, and then you can turn around
Hopefully
and say,
they can
oh,
do same time.
Yeah.
that
It so happens,
Interesting.
and it so happens the real phone coming in.
darn. So instead of you actually making the initiative to approach someone, an app can facilitate that now. I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing, but that's
I
where
don't
we're
know
going.
either, because isn't that what women like? Women, like you said before, women like the attention. They like
Yes.
the man to come up and say, you look beautiful, or I saw you from across the room and I just had to talk to you.
So few men do what you just did. I mean, my heart melted from what Alex just said. But so few men do that because men are so afraid of rejection these days. And also, with these apps, with these dating sites, with all these resources they don't have to make the effort
I mean,
anymore.
it's just not part of Chinese culture.
I agree with
That's-
that 100%.
I mean, basically, if it's friends, if you are introduced to each other by whoever there might be, that's fine. I mean, we'll start our conversation like, where do you work? What do you do? And maybe not about salary, but what do you do when you're not working? And that's the routine questions. But a total stranger in a cafe, in a bar, you wouldn't just hit on, hey, girl. Yeah, I think you're
Very
beautiful,
Let's ask
right?
Tina. Tina, have you been,
actually-
beautiful woman, have you been hit on here in China? And what do
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, not too many come out to me.
No?
No?
Because
You're not-
there's few of them that I contact with, and they were just before I was married, and then they think they're not good enough for me. I just like, I didn't say anything. I didn't say you're not good enough for me. Why you just leave me? And they just disappeared.
Again, the fear of
I don't know
rejection.
why.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They preempt everything.
No, I had dinner with him, and then after a week, and he just disappeared, and I just like, what happened? And after a year, and he contacted me, he's like, yeah, I don't think I was good enough for you. And this is part of a self-esteem. I think, and the confidence, about those guys. And when I like a guy, I walk by and like, oh, he's cute, and maybe I can talk to him.
press the
I
button.
went up, and then he just think I'm a player. And she's like, okay, I'm not gonna marry some girl like that and just go talk to other guys. So it's really,
Sense of
So is it that
security.
Chinese men need more confidence? Is that
no?
I don't know
Or-
if you break it up. I'd say, like you were saying, China is a relationship-based culture. And it's a little bit more taboo to go up to somebody that, you don't know at all, that you have no connection to in any way, and say, hey, how are you doing? Let's talk, and tell me about yourself, and everything, they kind of reel back a little bit, whereas
Yeah.
that's not
the inner
necessarily...
circle sort of thing?
You play the safe card, I guess, and if there's a vacant seat next to the girl you fancy, you probably will say, can I sit here? And gradually you try to generate a conversation. What are you reading? What are you doing? I mean, you have to ease an inch by inch into a proper conversation. You can't just say,
But there's not that
I think
machismo.
you're beautiful, you know?
Yeah, there's no direct ways of hitting on someone, but China's very good at indirect, passive-aggressive ways. So I see this all the time at parties. You leave a party, and all of a sudden, oh, your friend was really cute. Can I get her WeChat? But did you talk to her at the party? No. I saw her from afar, and I decided she could be my girlfriend. It always happens that way, and I'm like, okay, apparently that works.
Not I want to meet her. She could be my girlfriend.
She could be my wife.
Dating is really changing in China, and when we come back, we're going to meet a couple that met on a website called baihe.com. Please stay tuned.
方雨晨，跟我走吧。Their first reaction was like, oh my god!
My last way to find a boyfriend.
Not gonna push you though.
Yeah, well, of course not.
Welcome back to Crossover. In the studio, we're joined by two new guests. It's actually a couple. Welcome.
They are a couple.
Thank you
And before we introduce them, we're actually going to watch a video clip about them and how they came to be.
How they met.
I really like you.僕はあなたが好きで、僕と一緒に来ます。Miguel vive conmigo. Et viens Charlotte, allez viens avec moi. 方雨晨，跟我走吧。方雨晨，跟我走吧。方雨晨，跟我走吧。方雨晨，跟我走吧。又一个老朋友要走了。
Oh, wow.
Now in tears again.
Yes.
It's just the second time we see our show. You know that we can see the show before or after stage. Yeah. It's to touch to the heart. Yeah.
You know what?
Expressions of love in how many? 5 languages.
Different languages.
Yes.
We didn't watch the show when it's aired.
Yeah.
I was too afraid to see myself.
Yeah,
me
there
too.
It goes again.
Yeah.
That's great. That's great. But how did you come up with this idea? I mean, we were talking about how do you break ice? I mean, that's a great way to head on the girl, you know.
I helped him.
Oh, as a consultant, right?
Yes, we emailed. What happened was we knew each other before the show. So my best friend was her client. So I kind of know the girl.
Yeah, blind. Yeah.
And so she went on a show. I see her on a show very often. So I get to know her better. That's what gave me courage to finally go on the show and, you know.
Why didn't you just call your friend and say, I like her, I want to meet her?
He wants to be on TV.
Not exactly. I was very nervous, super nervous. No, because I think for her, she was already on a show. So I think it's only general for me to go on a show and to do it. That's sincerity.
Well, meant to be an ambush.
Yes.
Exactly. Well, and I made a mistake in the earlier segment. I had said that they met on baihe.com, which is a dating website. Yes. But this is a show, we talked about it before. It's called...
If you're the one.
Yeah,
You're the one.
And it's very popular here in China.
Very successful. But I mean, out of so many alternatives, you can either ask your friends, your clients, see if they have a friend, you might meet in your real life. You can ask your parents. You can try apps or speed dating organizations. I mean, why on TV?
You know, actually, I'm not the kind of people who would like to attend a TV show to find a friend or who register on the baihe or some else
That's
dating
a dating service website.
Yeah. But this is something like my last way to find a boyfriend, you know.
This was your last attempt.
Yeah. It's something that
Were you so desperate at the time, pushed by your parents or families?
No. It's just I've been to Beijing about 5 years, but I didn't make another boyfriends and didn't find any new guys. maybe because which industry I was working in the PR industry, too many girls. So I cannot find the people I like. So I think that my boss also encouraged me to attend the show and to find more people I can know.
But from what I hear, a lot of parents, the older generation, thinks this is not a good show. Like, it's not a credible show. It's not a good show for their daughters or sons to be on to meet the one. What did your parents say, both of you, to you?
Well, I think that's not right. I think majority of the audience that watch the show are the parents.
Yeah.
And with my parents, I didn't tell them when I went on the show. They didn't know. They have no idea until after the show. So I told them, and their first reaction was like, "Oh my God, you're on TV!"
You're on TV. Okay.
And they were so excited
about being on TV.
being on TV on that show and succeeded. So they were so excited.
Okay.
I think.
I hope they're watching now because you're on TV again.
Yeah, but they have no idea what I'm talking about. So that's good.
Doesn't matter.
The whole thing was, for them, is so exciting because I'm from a very small city. So it's like almost everybody from my city knows I'm on a show.
You're a celebrity now, back in the town.
Yes, I think that they take a lot of more out of that rather than the basis of the show.
Josh, Jane, we were talking about earlier about the criteria for your right person. So what was it about Jane that you had never met her before, but what was it about her that made you drop everything, make this elaborate video,
Think about it.
expressing your love?
Take your time.
Yeah.
What
Take
was
your
it?
chance.
You better have the right answer here.
Yes, I think I knew her before, right? So, but I didn't know her that well until she went on a show, and they showed a lot of clips of her on stage reacting and talking to people and communicating, and that basically shows her value, what she likes, why she cries.
But
for
she doesn't
what
know
purpose.
you.
Yeah. So Jane, what criteria? What was your criteria?
He's kind of like the good guy from the spring break.
look.
Yeah. So I can try and
not in PR.
and I think she's really sunshine. It's a really and I like that kind of boy. So I want to give me a chance to go further with him. And at the end of this year, we made 2 years. Yeah,
Wow,
with 2 years. Yeah,
I gotta say, he has a great smile.
Yeah.
He's gonna keep you happy.
Mr. Sunshine. So you two observers, as consultants, what do you see in their romantic case?
I think, E and I were just saying this earlier, it's fate. If you're meant to be with someone and you're meant to meet them, no matter what platform you go through, you're going to meet them somehow, right? And it just so happens that your platform was through Fei Cheng Wu.
Right.
Yeah.
Through the program.
Through the program.
That's it.
But I think even if you didn't go on the show, you would have met each other another way.
That's right.
Yeah.
You already have connection.
I agree that 100%. I think even shaking, you can shake with your...
Shake your way to
So you really like the shaking.
I only regret I didn't have the chance to shake it.
And you got to give Josh the credit. You're having the perseverance and knowing what he wanted. And, you could certainly find happiness if you take that attitude and that proactiveness towards finding a significant other.
But that could still be quite risky. Basically, you knew her through your friends, and then you knew her better through TV. But still, this is someone from a distance, and you wouldn't be able to know her that well. And for you, the risk could be even bigger. Basically, this is just the guy who came up on stage and, maybe he spent some time working on that little clip and to hit on you, and that's it. That's all you knew about him.
Yeah.
But at least that's a starting point, right?
Yeah, love is... You can never be 100%. And you're 100% sure.
So we saw the clip, the two of you guys on the show. That was the beginning of your dating, and now you're in a very serious relationship. You have started a company together.
Yeah.
Dating company?
No.
They travel. It's a travel company.
A travel company after traveling together.
We started because even during our show, I showed a clip of where I worked before, which is a remote island in Pacific called Palau. It's really, really beautiful. So after the show, I took her to Palau to show her where that is.
It's like a dating honeymoon.
Yes.
Yeah, like a heaven.
It's so beautiful, and she wanted to stay, kind of. She said, wow, let's
This
do
is the
something
two of
here."
you, snorkeling.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's so beautiful.
Yeah, it's very beautiful place, and so we decided that we want to do kind of like human trafficking, bring Chinese to Palau, and showing Chinese
Human trafficking.
because Palau is
Tourist,
so not well known in China, and nobody knows about it. Everybody knows Maldives, but Palau nobody knows. So and it's so beautiful. It's more beautiful than Maldives. So why not showing to the Chinese people?
So it's even better than you expected, and then you won the heart of the girl, and then you started a new business together.
Yeah, together.
Together.
You know, I gave up all my career or anything else. We just started the company and to do the Palau promotion things. Yeah.
That's amazing.
And Jane, you not only got this, I think the best pickup line ever through this video that he gave.
Yeah, we changed our life.
Absolutely.
It'll be
Your
a
life
great
has changed
promotion for
together.
that program, right?
Well, in the end, you know, there's dating around for whether it's for entertainment or whether it's for marriage. There's dating, and then after that, it's actually about closing the deal. We're going to talk about closing the deal after this short break. Shira is very happy about that. All right, stay tuned.
Closing the deal in China means I'm ready to meet your parents. Which happens to
Yeah, we bring them
Bring all of
Palau.
them and meet in Palau.
Not gonna push you though.
Yeah, well, of course.
Welcome back to Crossover, closing the deal of this show. No, not this show, but closing the deal of all the games.
Well, after this, we will close the show.
But the thing is, it really depends on what deal we're talking about. The deal is about marriage, or the deal is about getting promoted, actually. Not promoted, but promoting your own business, or about entertainment, and that's what matters. Fun for marriage?
I think increasingly I've seen people are dating for themselves and not for what their parents or other people that are influencing their lives are thinking.
Whatever the purpose is, but dating for themselves. Yeah.
Whatever their purpose is, whatever they're dating for, they're looking for something ahead. They're not just dating for, oh, this is fun for one night and I'm not going to do anything with this person again in the future. They're evaluating the person and saying, what's their personality, how does everything work? And they increasingly, going back to what I was saying earlier about the divorce rate rising, there's an increasing realization that if I'm not dating for what I find important, it's not going to work out in the long term.
So we're going to get personal now, Alex. You have a girlfriend.
I do have a girlfriend, lovely girlfriend.
I do not have a girlfriend.
Correct answer. And
That's a great point.
I think the problem here is the definition, the word dating in English and Chinese. If you translate that into 约会,
Meeting
for
someone.
Chinese, it's
No?
more serious than that.
Okay.
For me, it's like girlfriend, boyfriend. So I won't say it's a date until, okay, you're going to be my girlfriend. I'm going to be your boyfriend.
you've made it clear
Yeah.
between each other.
Otherwise, it's going to be a meal. I'm eating a meal with a girl, and that's not date.
It's an appointment.
I see.
I think that's the difference. If you ask the audience saying, dating, and of course they're going to say, oh, it's going to be for marriage. But mom's watching, so.
Right.
So when is the moment, you're both clear, say, yes, you're my
Yes, for
girlfriend.
the two of you.
Yeah.
We are a little bit different because we met on a serious TV show, and we
You know
are
what you were
serious.
looking for, yeah.
Yeah, so we already passed that,
Yeah.
Testing.
testing part. So my thing is full on,
I've learned 6
Are
languages.
are you married?
No.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Okay,
Not yet.
not yet.
Not going to push you, though.
Yeah, well, of course not.
You do. Go ahead. Yeah.
Any plans?
My mom called you. We have planned. The priority right now is human trafficking to Palau.
Until we can. Let's say tourists.
Josh, I gotta say the pressure's on. I mean, after that video, after the trip to Palau, new company.
It's gonna be great.
If there's a proposal, we want to hear about it.
Yeah, it's gonna be
In water?
Fantastic Disney
Or
standard.
No, you're not supposed to ruin it.
Yeah, exactly 5.
Yeah, 6 more languages.
Yeah.
But when we say close the deal in a relationship, I mean, they're done their part. I mean, basically quite stable. They know where they're
Check
going.
them off. They're off the singles list.
As, as professional consultants in relationships, what do you say to the ones who are about to close the deal? What does it mean, close the deal?
In the West, it'd be different. Closing the deal means you're exclusive, meaning you're not seeing other people on the side. But in
Monogamous.
China, monogamy would be closing the deal. But in China, you don't date multiple people, so closing the deal has a totally different meaning. It doesn't mean we're exclusive, because I already knew we were exclusive. Closing the deal in China means I'm ready to meet your parents. I think our parents are ready to meet each other, and then we can take that step further.
And once they approve of each other, then the deal is closed.
It's got to be marriage.
Parents have met each other?
Yes.
Okay.
They met each other in Palau.
Signature
wow.
sign.
Yeah, that's nice. They were human trafficked.
Yeah, we bring
Bring all
Palau.
and meet in Palau.
Is it going to be an engagement party or dinner or something?
Once the Disney
He hasn't proposed
done,
yet.
then there's gonna be a party.
Yeah. Did I say not
we
to
don't want
push
to.
it?
I know. You're worse than I am. Even after you get married, never lose that thrill, and always, always continue dating.
Yes, I agree.
In Palau.
Palau trips are great too. All right, thank you so much for being here today.
It's great.
And thank you for sharing the stories with us. And we officially close the deal for this episode.
All right.
See you next week.
See you next
Bye.
week. Bye.